Welcome to Crimson Guitars, welcome to Inside a Luthiers Workshop, episode 4-ish, I think. This is where I show you something, and we talk about processes, or tools, or jigs, or machines, or something to do with building guitars, and there we go. Now, I have been playing around, I love my life. My life basically consists of playing with tools for financial gain, which is, I'm incredibly lucky. I have been playing around with carving the internal radius of the 90-hour build, and that is, I'm not sure if I can actually show you. I'm just gonna hide that actually, because if this is going live, before that part of the video goes live on the 90-hour, then I'm going to be, spoiler alert, and that's a problem. But anyway, what I've been playing with as well as the carving is the mallets, and I thought I would talk today about mallets and how important they are. Now, I have a fair few here. Let's see, 1, 2. There's a little bitty baby, 3, I love that thing. So these 3, 1, 2, 3, and there's another one somewhere. Oh no, it's just those 3 from BC Woodworks. He's phenomenal. We've got Squirrel. That's a fantastic, more traditional carver's mallet. Joiner's mallet. Let's take that down. They had a fantastic fan made for me, and it's actually incredibly useful. And here is my standard one that I've had for many, many years. Now, I'm going to put you on a tripod, I think. There we go. Some slight progress. Now, does any man need that many mallets? Yes, and more. What I don't currently have is something about this size with a brass head. Lee Nielsen, I think they do, Veritas make them. And that is a small form factor, but with a good stopping power. In fact, it could be used as a kosh if you were so inclined. I am very lucky. I am very, very, very lucky. I get to play with a lot of tools, and people send me tools to experiment with, see what I like, see what I don't like. Brian over at BC Woodworks gave this to me. His wife gave this to me at Makers Live, Makers Central show, and I absolutely love it. Now, it's to do with the weight, and it's to do with what you are currently doing. I was working with some engraving the other day, and this actually worked really well for very, very, very fine, delicate chipping away, some relief carving, and it's really gentle, and I love it. And then you go to the other extreme, which is this. I think it's African Blackwood and Padauk headed beast, and I can wail away and take away huge amounts of material very rapidly and with precision. The handle is very ornate, but actually surprisingly well balanced. It's so well made. This beast is a little bit lighter. I've had this for many years. It's a lignum vitae head. Turned from an old bowling ball, actually. So if you can find an old bowling ball and have a lathe or two, turners tend to have more than one lathe. It's a sort of standing joke. You can turn that down into a very nice mallet, and this is an ash handle. This I've had for many, many years, since about 2002 actually, and it just keeps on going. And that was, for many years, my only mallet. It's all I used. Now, the other end of the scale is a more traditional carver's mallet, and amusingly, I don't actually have, stay, don't move. I knew I was missing one, there we go, there's another. More traditional carver's mallets have, joiner's mallets have a square head, and these are more used for cutting mortises and hitting meaty, great big chisels for square joints rather than gentle carving. And another tool that I wish I had here, actually, I should have done this, I should have planned this a little bit more. I've got some stonemasons mallets that have heads, they're huge, the size of a small cabbage, or the size of my head. And surprisingly light, actually. So big lightweight head, but yeah, I've seen those and they seem actually quite comfortable to use. Now, the reason why I did this video was mainly to talk about the variety that we've got and why I don't necessarily need to have quite so many mallets. This little one, it feels different. I think it's made in South Africa, actually. I'm not sure who sells it. Johnson's maybe. But anyway, it's a lovely little mallet. We stocked them for a while here and sold quite a few, I think, actually, which is why I have it here as a prototype. But yeah, it's to do with what work you're doing and how delicate you are. And there are things that I can do with the smaller two mallets here that I cannot do with the big ones. And this is for removing lots of material. It's like the difference between a smoothing plane and a scrub plane, for example. The scrub plane is designed and made and created to take lots of material away. This is designed and created and made to be lightweight and for delicate work, fine letter cutting. I have a commission at the moment, completely non-guitar related. I have to carve a retiring reverend's name into the bottom of a panel that people have been carving reverend's names into since the 1700s. Slightly nerve-wracking. For that, I will be using these two. Tiny, delicate, small letters, done slowly and with, hopefully, a degree of skill. This would be overkill. Anyway, to try and give this a little bit more use to you guys, I don't need to have all of these. What I would suggest is drop that one. What I would suggest is these three. If you are doing general woodworking, if you're going to make a workbench, for example, one of these old, this isn't an old one, this is an old style joiner's mallet. One of these is really good. Because it's got the flat face, it helps you locate the work that you're doing for square cuts. There's just something about it that just works really well. And then a fine small mallet for engraving work or fine small letter cutting. And letter cutting happens. I've had quite a few commissions, like a few, 3 or 4 where I've had to engrave letters into guitars or into the back of guitars. Somebody asked me to engrave a marriage proposal into the back of a guitar that she was giving to her boyfriend. So that sort of thing happens quite a lot. And if I had had one of these at that point, this is what I would have used. And then a big mallet for stopping power and just hogging out and removing a lot of material. You know that I spend a lot of time carving with angle grinders and saber-tooth cutters, the metal discs, I can't remember the process now, sintered, I think. I am moving away from that. The longer I am in my craft, the less noise and dust I want to expose myself to. I would rather sit there for twice as long at the moment with a chisel and a mallet than sit there for 20 minutes just pooing dust out. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being fantastic. This video is a Patreon video. The $10 and up Patreon supporters or patrons get access to this video a full month or more before it goes live on YouTube. So thanks to them. Well, it's entirely they are entirely the reason why this video series exists, and I hope it is of interest to you. Please give me ideas for what to talk about. There is nothing that is off base. This video series, Inside the Luthiers Workshop, I want to talk about the business process of starting a guitar company, the advertising. I want to talk about pillar drills. I don't really want to talk about pillar drills. They're quite boring, but they're useful and we need them. Chisels, tools, machines, machining processes, jig making, template making, all of that sort of stuff. That is what this video series is about. Goodbye. See you next time. Tea. We still don't have any nice coffee in the building, so tea it is. Yeah. What can you do?